I want to talk about chakras and do a new chakra every class for the next 7 classes, starting with the first chakra. Sorry, I have allergies. The first chakra is the base chakra. The 7 chakras align with the endocrine system. So if you're not someone who wants to think about hippy dippy things, if you're not someone who wants to think about the spirituality of it all, you can always refer to the endocrine system as being kind of your base of where we're going. So the root chakra is the first chakra. It's Muladhara. It embodies the earth. And in the endocrine system, it is the adrenal cortex gland. Adrenal cortex. This is at the very base of your spine where your tailbone is, and the color associated with it is either red or black. The chakras go up in a rainbow, all 7 colors, all the way up to the top of your head. So if you would just like to lower your gaze or close your eyes, and we'll start to think about the base of the spine where the tailbone is, and just envision that space filling up with the color red. You can also choose the color black if you'd like. If you're someone who likes crystals, you can always hold a ruby or a garnet, or just imagine a ruby or a garnet. And just slowly breathe into that space. You have an underactive root chakra or an underactive adrenal cortex. You are ruled by fear. You let emotions like jealousy get in your way. In order to control that fear and quell that jealousy, we'll imagine the root chakra opening. If you like, you can imagine that space connecting with the earth, rooting down into the ground. You can imagine a lotus flower opening up, releasing. You can place any breath you may have directly to that area. You can imagine the muscles relaxing all around the tailbone. And while you're focusing in on the base of the tailbone, you can begin to pay attention to your breath. No need to judge your breath. Just pay attention to what it's doing. You can also turn your mind inward and start to just observe your thoughts. Again, no need to judge them, no need to change them. Just observe what you're thinking about in this moment. See if you can start to slow your breath. See if you can imagine your inhales reaching all the way to the base of your spine. Not only filling up your chest, your ribs, and your belly, but also your tailbone with oxygen. We'll do a few breaths together. Again, breathing into that root chakra, imagining it opening up, imagining all your muscles in the area relaxing, imagining the color red filling up the area, maybe a lotus flower opening up. When you're ready, exhale all of your breath out through your mouth. You can flutter out through your lips if you like. And we'll do one more like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale all your breath out through the mouth. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding here. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let it go. You can continue to breathe normally here at your own pace. And we'll gently open our eyes. Remove any props you may be sitting on. And we'll start by inhaling the arms into the air. See if you can check in with your ribs, pop those back into place, bring those shoulder blades together so you can relax them down the back. Imagine there's lightning bolts shooting out of each one of your fingers. Inhale here. And then we'll exhale, reach the right arm down to the side, reach the left arm over top. Make sure that left sit bone didn't pop up. You have equal weight in both your sit bones. You're reaching over with that arm. You can shine the chest towards the ceiling if you like. And just breathe here. Check in with your neck. Make sure you're not holding any tension. And we'll inhale back to center, reach those fingertips into the sky again. Exhale here. Inhale nice and big. And then we'll exhale down to the other side and reach that arm over top. Breathing here. Your next inhale, you can bring your arms back to center. We'll kick those legs out in front of us. Give your knees a little shake out. And from here, we'll pull that belly button towards the spine and exhale to fold forward. You can place your hands on your knees and your shins, your ankles, or your toes, wherever you can reach. Pull that spine nice and long from the crown of the head. Elongate that tailbone down. Imagine it rooting into the ground here. Pulling that belly button towards the spine. You can gently fold a little bit forward on each exhale if you'd like. And when you're ready, you can round down. And then inhale back up to a seated position. We'll take the left leg, bend it, place the foot on the outside of the right knee, hug that thigh into the chest nice and tight, and place the foot back down on the ground. Pulling that knee and that sit bone in opposite directions. You can hold your leg tight. If you'd like to stay here, you certainly may. If not, we'll take that right arm, inhale it into the air. Exhale, hook it over that left leg and twist to the back of the room. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, twist to the back. Inhale for a long spine. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale to the back. And inhale back to center and exhale to the other side. Excuse me, for a nice little counter twist. Inhale back center, switch the crossing of your legs. Give yourself a nice exhale here. Inhale to pull that leg towards your chest and place the foot squarely on the ground. Feel that pulling motion between your knee and your sit bone, reaching in opposite directions. If you're happy to hold your leg in nice and close to your chest, you may. If not, inhale that left arm into the air. Exhale to hook it on the outer edge of the right knee and then twist to the back of the room. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale for twist. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twisting to the back. One more like this. Inhale for a nice long spine. And exhale to the twist to the back of the room. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, twisting to the other side. And then we'll release our legs. Give yourself a little shake out in the knees. And we'll come to a tabletop pose at the center of the mat. Coming into tabletop, wrists are underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, tops of the feet glued down to the mat. From here, see if you can make this passive pose active, pressing into the ground, lifting yourself out of that shoulder girdle, pushing the ground away from you. Breathing here. Start with gentle cat-cows. Inhaling to shine the chest forward and drop the udder down, cow pose. Exhales, round in the back, tuck the toes under if you'd like, release the neck down. Inhale, tops of the feet down, shining that chest forward, cow pose. Exhaling for cat, tucking the toes under if you'd like. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. See if you can play around with your cat pose. Can you push the ground away from you even more, feeling like a scared, angry cat, really arching in that back, opening up in those shoulder blades. In that cow, can you press the tops of the feet onto the ground? Feel that chest shining towards the ceiling. And continue to make this movement at your own pace and your own breath. Just opening up that spine, waking up the back. If you'd like to, you can introduce S and C curves into the spine. And when you're ready to come to stillness, we'll inhale the left arm into the air for a nice gentle twist. Moving from that midsection, see if your hips can remain equal. Exhaling to thread that needle under. Walk the fingertips out in front. Walk that foot back behind you if you'd like. Breathing here. On your next exhale, bring your knee and hand back. Press back up into the air for your gentle twist. Exhale that hand back down to the mat. Inhale the opposite arm into the air, twisting from that midsection, reaching in the sky. Exhale to thread the needle under. Place the outside of that shoulder onto the mat, reaching the fingertips out in front. Option to reach that leg back behind you if you'd like. Breathing here. Exhale, bring that hand back, bring that knee back, reach that hand into the sky again. Exhale, come back down to a neutral spine and a tabletop pose. From here, we'll just do a gentle ankle stretch. You can lift those knees up off the ground as much as you'd like, as high as you want, and just drop them back down. You can tuck those toes under and reach that bum towards the heels, just for a nice gentle toe stretch there. And then when you've had enough of that, you can press back into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is a great pose for the root chakra. Reaching that tailbone into the sky. Your feet can be as wide apart as you'd like here, or they can be hips width distance, whichever you prefer. You can start by gently pedaling out through the feet here. When you're ready to come to stillness, we'll inhale those heels into the sky and exhale to drag them back down to the ground. Imagine those thigh bones lifting into the sky. Imagine your tailbone reaching for the corner behind you where the ceiling meets the wall. See if you can press your fingertips into the ground and press yourself out of that shoulder girdle. From here, nod your head yes, shake your head no, make sure you're nice and relaxed in the neck. We'll inhale forward to plank pose. And then exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Belly reaching for those thighs. Back of the thighs reaching for the back of the room. From here, we'll inhale the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Start just by making little circles with your ankle. And then maybe your knee, and then maybe your thigh. And when you're ready to come to stillness, we'll come back to three-legged dog. Bend that knee, open up the hips. Option to drop that leg back behind you and lift your arm, opposite arm into the air for rock star pose. Breathing here, either in three-legged dog or rock star. On your next exhale, you can come back to downward facing dog. We'll roll forward to plank again to reset. Exhale, back to downward facing dog, lifting that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Breathing here. On your next inhale, bend that knee, reach that foot back behind you. You can drop it back behind you for rock star if you'd like, lifting that opposite arm in front, breathing here. On your next exhale, drop that foot back down, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank, and then we'll drop our knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, and exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can cuff or step to the front of the mat. So you're in a forward fold at the front of your mat. Check in with your neck here. Make sure you can nod your head yes. You can shake your head no. You're not holding any tension in your jaw You're not holding any tension in the back of your neck. You're draping the top half of your body over the bottom half. You can check in with your feet. Make sure their hips width distance apart by placing 2 fists in between the balls of your feet. Breathing here. Your knees can be bent as much or as little as you'd like. On your next inhale, you can bring your hands to your shins for a nice long flat back. Breathing here. Imagine the crown of your head pulling your spine nice and long, pulling your neck nice and open, pulling your head forward. Imagine your tailbone being pulled back behind you. On your next exhale, you can melt all the way down into a forward fold again. This time, see if you can fold a little bit deeper. Maybe your knees are a little less bent. Maybe you grab opposite elbows here and sway side to side. Maybe you interlace your fingers back behind you to help force the top half of your body down a little bit. You can always use your peace fingers around the big toes for yogi toe lock, pulling those elbows out to either side to bring the top half of your body down towards the bottom. On your next inhale, you can release your hands wherever they may be. Exhale, drop the hands down to the ground. And then we'll inhale, rolling up to stand, little by little, placing each vertebrae on top of the last. When you come up to a full standing position, you can release your arms down to the sides. Check in with your feet, make sure they're hips width distance apart. Mountain pose is another good pose for the root chakra. As my teachers always say, mountains don't just stand there. So press into the bottoms of the feet. See if you can rotate those hips. So, see if you can press out with the outer edges of your hips and your thighs. Maybe it feels like a slight rotation in the back of the leg. Pressing those feet into the ground. Imagine those lightning bolts are coming out of your fingers again, but this time they're shooting down into the ground. Check in with your neck. Make sure you're not holding any tension. Imagine that string pulling the top of your head nice and tall. All of your muscles are engaged because you're a nice, big, proud mountain. From here, we'll inhale the arms into the air. The dog's gonna bark. Dog is barking during my class. Dog is barking during my class. All good. All right, inhale here, nice big deep breath. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. Again, pull those heels towards the ground. Pull that tailbone up into the air. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to slowly roll up to stand. Exhale, release your hands at the side. Engage all those muscles in mountain pose again, pressing the feet into the ground. Engaging the fingertips, feeling the lightning bolts shoot out of them. Chest is shining towards the sky. We'll inhale the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale to press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. Feel those heels pull towards the mat. Feel that tailbone reaching towards the back corner of the room. Pressing into those fingertips, releasing yourself from the shoulder girdle. On your next inhale or exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to slowly roll up to stand. Release the hands at either side, engaging in mountain pose. Pressing into the bottoms of the feet. Inhale, hands above head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. And fold forward on your exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank on your inhale. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. My mommy's here. Breathing 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Exhale, release your hands at either side. Standing in mountain pose, engaging your legs, engaging your fingers, feeling those lightning bolts shooting from your fingertips. On your next inhale, we'll lift the arms in the air, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold forward, Utkatasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous. Breathing here. We'll do one more like that, pressing into the ground. Inhale, the arms above the head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale to press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. There's the rain. When you're ready, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale to roll up to stand. Breathing in mountain pose. Engaging your feet, engaging your hands. We'll inhale the arms above your head. Exhale, bend your knee, lower your bum for chair pose. Chair pose is very good for the root chakra. See if you can elongate that tailbone. See if you can feel like you have that cat spine in your low back and that cow spine in your upper back. Breathing here. If you'd like to heel toe your feet together, you certainly can. Bring that bum down nice and low. We'll bring hands to heart center, and we'll take the right elbow, hook it outside the left knee, and come into a chair pose twist. You can lower your bum down here. I highly recommend it. If you can't, no big deal. I can. On your next inhale, we'll come back to chair pose. Exhale, hands through heart center and twist to the other side. On your next inhale, we'll come back to chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to plant your hands. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog. Inhaling to roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale to press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next inhale, lift the right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the foot forward, place it in between your hands, help it if you need to. So you're in a low lunge. On your next inhale, we'll rotate that back heel down and bring your arms up for warrior 1. Breathing here in warrior 1. Make sure that front knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. On your next exhale, frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. 5 breaths. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee. Bring your foot in between your hands. Help it if you need to for a low lunge. On your next inhale, rotate that back heel down and come up into warrior one. Front knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Hips are facing towards the front of the room. Imagine those lightning bolts coming out of your fingertips. Breathing here. On your next exhale, we'll frame that front foot with your hands. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhaling to roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. It's fine. When you are ready, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat if you're in a forward fold. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale, rolling up to stand. And release your arms at either side and stand in mountain pose. Beautiful. Breathing in mountain pose. Inhale those arms above your head. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhaling, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. And exhaling, pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, sweep the foot forward. Help it if you need to, plant it in between your hands. From here, make sure you have a nice, sturdy, low lunge. We're gonna drop the back knee down, place the top of the foot onto the mat, and inhale the arms in the air for Anjaneyasana. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands around the front foot. We're gonna kick that back foot, lift it into the air, then kick it about 12 to 18 inches. Straighten both legs. Reach for any props you may need. We'll just come into a quick runner stretch, reaching that forehead towards the front shin. Feel the stretch in the back of the thigh. And release your hands wherever they are. Step that back foot back so you're in your low lunge again. Rotate that back heel down. Lift the arms in the air for warrior one. Exhale, release your hands behind you and come down for humble warrior. Bringing that shoulder towards the knee. Breathing here. Inhale your arms back up for warrior one. Exhale to frame that front foot, kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it forward. Place it in between your hands. Help it if you need to. So you're in a nice, sturdy, low lunge. You're going to drop that back knee down. Place the top of the foot onto the mat. Inhale the arms above your head for Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bring those hands back down to the mat. Kick that back foot up, lift it into the air, then kick it forward 12 to 18 inches. So both your legs can straighten. You can bring your hands to blocks if you'd like. We're reaching the forehead towards that front shin, feeling the stretch in the back of the thigh. Release whatever your hands are on, kick that front foot back. So you're back in your low lunge. You're gonna rotate that back heel down, lift your arms into the air for warrior one. Exhale your hands behind you, interlace them, and come down for humble warrior. Inhale your arms back into the air for warrior one. Exhale to frame that front foot, kick it back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale to press back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat so you're in a forward fold. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward and inhale to roll up to stand. Exhale, release your hands at either side. We'll come back into our mountain pose. Pressing the feet against the ground, pressing the outer edges of the thighs out against the air. Imagine there's blocks to push. Pulling the belly button towards the spine. Release the hands at your sides. Imagine lightning bolts shooting out of your fingertips. Inhale the arms into the air. From here, bend the knees, lower the bum, chair pose. Pay attention to your tailbone. Can you release it down? Can you get that cat spine in your low back? Can you get that cow spine in your high back, upper back? On your next exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhaling, lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, sweep the foot forward, help it if you need to, so you're in a nice low lunge. We'll rotate that back heel down, inhale the arms up for warrior one. Exhale your hands behind you, fold forward for humble warrior. Inhale your arms up for warrior one. Exhale your arms out to either side for warrior two. Make sure your hips are open towards the side. Make sure your knee is tracking over that second toe and your leg is at a 90-degree angle. Your next inhale, reach forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Straighten that front leg, reach forward and then down for triangle pose. Your hand can be on the mat, on your shin or ankle, or on a block. On your next inhale, come back to warrior two. We'll exhale down to side angle pose, reaching that arm over top. On your exhale, we'll rotate the hands down to frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank on your inhale. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep it forward. Place it in between your hands, help it if you need to. Come into a nice, sturdy, low lunge. On your next inhale, we'll rotate that back heel down and lift our arms up for warrior one. Exhale down into humble warrior. Inhale up into warrior one. Exhale out into warrior two. On your next inhale, reach forward and then back to reverse your warrior. On your next inhale, straighten your front leg, reach forward and then down for triangle pose. Your hand can be on the mat, on your shin, or on a block. The block could be on the outside or inside of your leg. On your next inhale, come back into warrior two and exhale down to side angle pose. On your next exhale, rotate your hands down to frame that front foot. We'll kick the front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. Exhaling, pressing back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to slowly roll up to stand. Right. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, pressing into the bottoms of the feet. Legs are pressing out to either direction. Shoulders are melting down the back. Fingertips are engaged, lightning bolts shooting out of them. We'll inhale our arms up into the air. Exhale, bend your knee, come, lower that bum and come into chair pose. Breathing in chair. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank pose. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. Exhale to press back into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale to bend the knees, sweep the foot forward in between your hands, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, come into triangle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll rotate down. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold at the side of the mat. Breathing here. You can release your head down. You can imagine that string pulling the crown of your head down towards the ground. You can walk your fingertips back behind you if you'd like. Breathing here. Bring your fingertips forward so you're in a wide-legged flat back. From here, you can heel toe your feet together as much as you'd like, and we'll come into a squat, whatever that means to you. See if you can come up out of your squat. Make sure you're not sinking into your feet, sinking into your legs. Breathing here. When you're ready, you can drop your hands back down onto the ground, push your bum into the air. We'll walk our fingertips around. So we're in that low lunge again. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhaling to roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next inhale, lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, swing the foot forward so you're in a low lunge. On your next inhale, we'll rotate that back heel down, lift your arms into the air, warrior one. Exhale, come down to humble warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, come into triangle pose. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, come into warrior two. Exhale for side angle pose. Inhale here. Exhale, swing your arms forward so you're in a wide-legged forward fold on the side of the mat. This time we'll walk our fingertips over to one foot, reaching that head towards your shin, towards your knee. Breathe here. Go ahead and bend that knee as deeply or shallowly as you'd like. If you'd like to come into a half squat and rotate your opposite foot so it's reaching the sky, you may. It's weird that my back is too. Breathing here. On your next inhale, push your bum into the sky again and bend the opposite foot and come into a full half squat if you'd like. Reaching that opposite foot into the air. On your next exhale, press your bum back into the air so you're in your wide-legged forward fold. Walk your fingertips around so they frame your front foot and your back in that low lunge. We'll kick this front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forwards. You're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, we'll place the hands on the shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward. And inhaling to roll up to stand. All right. We can do one more quick one like that. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhale the arms into the air. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhaling in chair, releasing that tailbone down. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, swing the foot forward so it's in between your hands. Help it if you need to. Low lunge. Inhale, rotate that back heel down, come into a warrior one. Exhaling, coming into humble warrior. Inhaling, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Exhale, straighten that front knee and come into triangle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale here. Exhale, rotate down to frame that front foot and we'll kick into warrior three. Kick that back leg up so it comes out at a right angle. Your foot is pressing against that back wall. Make sure you're not falling into that arch of the standing foot. From here, you can inhale to open your hips and rotate your foot 90 degrees if you'd like for half moon pose. And finally, if you'd like, you can always rotate that hip back, place that foot as high as you can in the air and reach that forehead towards your shin for standing split. On your next exhale, we'll drop that foot back down behind you. Release any props you may have. We'll kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing the foot forward, help it if you need to. Low lunge. We'll rotate that back heel down and we'll inhale into warrior one. Exhale into humble warrior. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale out to warrior two. Inhale forward and back to reverse your warrior. Exhale. Exhale down to triangle pose. Inhale back up to warrior two. And then exhale for side angle pose. Inhale here. On your next exhale, we'll rotate the hands down to frame that front foot and kick off that back leg, coming into warrior three. Breathing here. Option to open that hip, open up the hips and come into half moon pose. Option to bend forward, bring that forehead towards your shin, straightening out those hips and lifting that leg up for standing split. On your next exhale, you can release your back leg down, kick that front leg back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to slowly roll up to stand. Beautiful. All right, shake it off. All right. For our balancing pose today, we're going to do tree. Tree is really good for the root chakra, for your tailbone. So you can stand, start by just waking up the bottom of the foot, whatever your standing leg is. We'll press that foot into the ground. Imagine if this hand is your foot and this is your arch here. Can you kind of squeeze your foot together so your arch remains high in the air? You don't want to fall into the arch with your foot like this. So imagine your feet are doing that. Arch is nice and high up in the air. You can either bring your heel to your ankle, press your foot against your calf, or bring your heel into your inner thigh. As long as your foot is not touching your knee, wherever you're most comfortable. Pull that belly button towards the spine, elongate that tailbone down. Make sure you're not falling into the arch. Your hands can be wherever you'd like, your hips at heart center, branches blowing in the wind. And when you're ready, you can release your feet, give your standing leg a shake out. We'll wake up the bottom of the other foot. Again, imagine this is your foot. You're bringing your arches nice and high into the air. You're squeezing the top, the front of the foot and the back of the foot together. You're not falling into that arch. You can either kickstand your heel to your ankle, your foot along your calf, or you can bring your heel into your inner thigh, as long as your foot is not against the knee. Hands can be at heart center, branches blowing in the breeze, or on your hips. Bring that belly button towards the spine, elongate the tailbone down, and breathe here. When you're ready, you can release your foot from your leg. Give your standing leg a little shake out. We'll come back to mountain pose at the front of the mat. Standing with hips width distance apart. Standing with feet hips width distance apart. Let's inhale the arms into the air. Exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands. We'll step back to downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Lift that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Make sure the left heel is reaching towards the ground. We'll bend the knee and swing the shin forward, coming into pigeon pose. Make sure that back leg is nice and straight behind you. Give yourself any support you may need. Shine that chest towards the sky and then fold forward for pigeon pose. next inhale, you can lift your chest into the air, remove any props you may have. Make your way into a tabletop, maybe press your bum down into a child's pose, give your hips a little shake out. When you're ready, you can press back into downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale to press back to downward facing dog. Lift that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Make sure that right heel reaches down towards the mat. Bend the knee, swing the shin forward. Make sure that back leg is nice and straight behind you. Give yourself any props you may need. Inhale that chest forward and exhale, folding forward for pigeon pose. On your next inhale, you can lift your chest up in the air, remove any props you may have. Make your way back into a tabletop. You can press your bum down for a child's pose. Give yourself a little shake out. Press yourself back into downward facing dog. We'll have one last vinyasa. Inhaling to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra and exhale to press back to downward facing dog. We'll inhale to roll forward to plank and lower yourself down onto the mat in one motion. When you're ready, we can roll onto the back. Put your feet about mats width distance apart and just gently windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. You can rock back and forth. You can rock to and fro. You can bring your knees into little circles to give yourself a low back massage if you'd like. We'll do one gentle inversion. Whatever that means to you, you can do legs up the wall. You can do supported shoulder stand, bringing your body up into the air, supporting yourself with your hands. You can come into a, just putting a block at your sacrum, lifting your feet in the air, whatever you'd like. Just lifting our legs above our heart for a few moments. And when you're ready, you can remove any props you have, lower your legs down, bend your knees again, give yourself a nice windshield wiper back and forth. When you're ready, we'll come into bridge pose. You can come into a supported bridge by placing a block under your sacrum if you'd like, or you can do an active bridge poses by making sure you can just about graze your heels with your fingertips. And when you're ready, you can inhale your hips into the air, reaching that chest towards your chin. You can wiggle your shoulder blades underneath you, interlace your hands behind your back if you'd like, and breathe for 3 to 5 nice breaths. Release your hands, release your shoulders, roll the spine back down to the mat. Give your knees a little windshield wiper back and forth if you'd like. And when you're ready, lift the hips into the air again. You can wiggle those shoulder blades underneath you, interlace your hands back behind your back. Breathe here. 3 to 5 good breaths. I'm sorry, that was a long time. Release your hands, release your shoulders, roll your back down to the mat. Release any props you may have. Give your knees a little windshield wiper back and forth again. We'll hug the knees into the chest. Rock back and forth, whatever you're comfortable with. All right, reach those feet into the air. Point the toes nice and tall. If you can't bend your knees, you can bring your legs down maybe about a 45-degree angle. Flex those feet and then bring the legs back up. Use your hands if you'd like. Pull that belly button towards the spine. You can place your hands, you can grab either side of the mat if you'd like. If for an added challenge, you can really raise your arms in the air, reach them forward. But we're just gonna gently bring those legs down till they're almost touching the ground, and then inhale them back up into the air. Exhale the legs down so they're almost touching the ground. Inhale back up. Exhale your legs down. Inhale them back up into the air. Exhale down. Inhale back up. We'll do one more like that. Exhaling the legs down and inhaling back up. Hug the knees into the chest again. Give yourself a little rock back and forth. This time we'll hug one leg into the chest. Release the opposite leg nice and long. Again, you can release it at a 45-degree angle, flex that foot, and bring it up to a 90-degree angle. Use your hand if you need to. Take a nice deep breath here, and we'll exhale to release the leg down, almost so it's touching the mat. Inhale the leg back up into the air, and exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more like that. Inhaling up. And then exhaling down. Hug both knees into the chest again. Give yourself a little rock back and forth. And elongate the opposite leg, hugging the other one into the chest. Again, you can come to a 45-degree angle, come back up to a 90 and help your leg if you need to with your hand. Breathe in here. We'll exhale the leg down so it's almost touching the mat and inhale back up. Exhaling down. Inhale up. Exhaling down. Inhale back up. 2 more like that. Exhale down. Inhale back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. Hug those knees into your chest again. You can give yourself a little wiggle back and forth. Release your hands from your legs, but keep them to your chest. We'll bring them to a 90-degree angle. Knees bent at a 90-degree angle. Shins and calves are parallel to the ground. Thighs are perpendicular to the ground. Pulling that belly button towards the spine. Just gently rock your legs back and forth to either side. Not dropping all the way down. Just gently rocking and coming back up. You can link your movement to your breath if you'd like here. Exhaling your legs down and inhaling them back to the center. Exhaling your legs down to the side and then back to the center. Do one more like that on either side. Out to the side and then center. And when you're ready, you can hug those knees back into your chest. Give yourself a nice little shake back and forth, a nice little rock. And when you're ready, you can drop those knees onto one side. Your hands can be out to the side, crouching cactus arms. You can be folding your knees if you'd like. Imagine I have a hook over your top hip bone and I'm pulling it down and away from your knee. On your next inhale, you can bring your legs back to center, rock back and forth for a minute, and then exhale, drop the knees to the opposite side. On your next inhale, we'll bring the feet back, or the legs back into the chest. Come back to center. You can hug those knees in nice and tight. You can reach for the interior of your feet and come into a happy baby, pulling those knees into your armpits. You could reach for your big toes with yogi toe lock. You can experiment with maybe bringing one leg straight while the other one bends. If you'd like, you can grab the opposite foot with your yogi toe lock and see if you can maybe reach that foot over. Oh, maybe you want to extend the other one onto the ground. Maybe put your foot onto the ground, but reach over for your opposite foot in your yogi toe lock around along that big toe and see if you can pull the leg over to the opposite side of the body, the same side as the hand. See how that feels. You can experiment with straightening out that bottom leg if you'd like. Oh, that's nice. Make sure whatever you do to one leg, you do to the other. And when you're ready, hug those knees into your chest one last time. Elongate your legs down and come into your final resting pose. You can imagine yourself floating in the water. If that makes you uncomfortable, you can just imagine yourself melting into the ground. can begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Make small movements in your fingers and toes. When you're ready, you can roll onto one side, using your arm as a pillow, and take one breath in the fetal position. And using that same slow quality of movement, you can come up to a comfortable seat. We'll close with one Om. Before we do that, make sure you take a moment and thank yourself for coming to yoga and doing something for you. Bring our hands to heart center. Inhale for Om. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.